Hey there, Taurus, Sun, Taurus, Moon, Taurus, Rising. Welcome to your reading for the month of September of 2023. Almost said 1923. What? All right, so it's late. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna do this like a Celtic cross version of a Celtic cross, and then we're going to I will explain it as we go along. But wow. All right, let's start now. So here is where you sit. You sit at the completion of a cycle. You have the World card. Here in what the area you are focusing on, you have the Seven of Swords. This one's interesting. It has the fox. He looks like he's not really paying attention. He's got an eye open and he's super watchful. Look at that. So there's this energy of paying attention, and you seem really calm, but you're not missing a thing. Here in the subconscious, we have the moon. The moon, we just had the full moon yesterday. Yes, because I'm recording this on Thursday, so you're going to see this Friday morning. So you're going to see this in about 6 hours. So this right here is the moon is asking you to get into your intuition. But I think you're doing self-reflecting. That's what it feels like. Because we have these two trees here. And the energy of the moon is like your subconscious. I think you were reflecting in a very deep way. And feeling the fear. Let's see if you do it anyway. Let's see if you do it anyway. Because the challenge here is the Ace of Pentacles. The challenge is starting something new. So here in the recent past, we have the card of justice. So we have this sword of truth, this clarity coming down, and there was a decision made about what's black and what's white, and it seems like there's no gray area in your mind about what's going on. And so I feel like you've made a decision because you have this full cycle completion here, and the moon is about also cycles and completing cycles, and you have an eclipse coming up in your sign in 2 months, and I think that comes up on the 28th of October. You guys have been going with the North Node, went through your sign. It's already moved into Aries, but you are still wrapping up some of that energy with that full moon eclipse that's coming up in a very short order. And so that might be why you sit here contemplating, paying attention. And I almost feel like it's so stealthy, like others around you may not be aware that you've made a choice, that you've made a decision. So let's see what the opportunity for you is this month. Oh, you have a choice. You have the Lovers. Let's clarify that. With the Three of Cups. So you have an opportunity to choose a community, a situation that is very emotionally satisfying. The Three of Cups is like connecting with friends, and the sun is coming up. But this Lovers, it's about making a choice that affects you and those around you. But this is a pairing off of some kind of energy. This is choosing a partner, but it's someone who it seems like it's someone you're friends with. So you may be making a choice to start a relationship with someone you've been friends with for a long time. Or you may be leveling up a relationship. It could be also a business partnership with somebody that you're friends with, someone that you feel very companionable with. So let's look at what your superpower is for this month. You have the Sun of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. So this Knight of Pentacles, they always move very slowly, right? It's that moon that is here, only it's filled in with a pentacle. And it's the slow-moving energy. It's the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving of the knights. There's a focus. So your ability to move slow, whatever is happening here that other people are not seeing, that is what is working for you. And you have the Three of Pentacles as the opportunity. This is laying a solid foundation. And so that full moon that we're having and the new moon in Virgo that's coming up, both of them have this kite energy that is Neptune and Uranus in your sign, and Pluto in Capricorn energy here with this mountain here. It really made me think of it because it kind of also looks like the kite energy. And so that is some really great advice. Let's look at what to focus on the week of the 1st to the 9th here. So this first week here, you get 2. You have, again, a pentacle. Yep. And, wow. And 7 of Cups for your overall energy. You have options. That's why this Lovers is here. You have options. It's about choosing what is best for you. What is emotionally satisfying for you? Here we have the Sun opposing the Moon. The Sun opposes the Moon at a full moon. Again, I keep looking. I know this is for this month, but I feel like this full moon that we just had, and then there's a full moon coming up at the end of the month in Aries, and I think it's almost like because it's so slow moving energy, I think that each of these full moons take you closer and closer to your decision making. So this first week, I see you have the Bull, and this 10 of Swords, it's done. Whatever it is, you've thought through it. All the thoughts have happened, I think you've made a choice and you've made a decision. I just don't know that anybody knows about it because it came out with this little page of pentacles, this new idea, and the rainbow. The rainbow. You don't get a rainbow unless there's been a storm. And this clearly looks like a storm. Like this is like the anxiety, the decision-making process, all the thoughts that went into it. I think you know exactly what you're doing. I just don't think anyone else knows that you've made a choice or you've made a decision. But you have an opportunity with this choice to find yourself in a situation where it feels like you fit in, you belong. So you may be choosing to leave a job, like something happened at work. That's it, you're done. But you haven't put in your notice yet because you're getting all your financial ducks in a row. You're figuring out, you're sprucing, you're fixing up that resume. You're doing what you need to do. You're well aware of what you're doing. But the bosses at work, they don't know that just because they were complete jerks that you're like, yeah, no, that was the last time you talked to me like that. Whoa. And then you call it. We have the Death card for the week of the 10th through the 16th. There's a new moon in Pisces that happens. New moon in Virgo that happens then. And so I think that is when you plant the seed of intention. You're like, yeah, moving forward. Done with this. Pretty interesting. So I will, in another reading for the mid-month, we will look at the last 2 weeks and get some more details on it. I actually use the same spread. As soon as I get done with this reading, I'll move into that. But let's focus on that energy of that full moon that just happened because clearly a cycle has ended for you. That full moon was in Pisces. And so that would have been in your house of groups and group activities if you were a Taurus rising. And so there is a lot of energy around choosing which groups, the social groups that you want to be with, who you want to. I feel like it feels like, who do you want to network with? Who do you want to hang out with? Do these people resonate with you on an emotional level? Do you feel like birds of a feather flocking together? Is this someone you want to, is this a group of people that you enjoy, either starting the day with or completing the day with? And Taurus, in general, people spend so much time at work that they should enjoy it. But Taurus will spend more time than most everyone else does at work. Or I should say earth signs, because literally I started work this morning at 6 a.m. and here it is 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. So, oh no, it's 8 o'clock. I was looking at the wrong thing. So it's 8 o'clock. So, and I still have 2 hours to go. So I know how that feels. I'm a Capricorn rising. And so we dig in and we will work from sun up till sundown, and sometimes a little bit on either side of that. That isn't necessarily good. It's just what we do. And so there is this energy about, if you're going to spend that much time at something, you should enjoy it. You should really enjoy it. I enjoy the work I do. I have 2 jobs and I enjoy both two businesses, and I enjoy both of them. And so for me, it's fine. But if you're not enjoying it, then it's time to start looking around. I think you've decided to do this. And for some reason, this Ace of Pentacles is the challenge. But I think that with that new moon that comes up here on the 14th of this month, Mercury stations direct on the 15th. Things starts moving in the other direction. I think that you make that choice. So you have the card of the Puma, the mountain lion, which is really interesting because you have the mountain here as the thing to be focusing on, is creating a stable foundation. So this is power, desire, and healing. So what is it that you desire? Gathering your power and your strength, right? This fox is resting. He's aware, but he's resting. He's waiting for the right moment to move. And the healing energy of allowing yourself to have your ducks in a row, to be ready to move on. Whether this is from a group of friends or work situation, could be a romantic situation with the Justice card sitting here. So, and the Lover's card here is the choice to move forward in a direction that brings joy and happiness. And it could, of course, be a choice that you and your significant other are making together about, you work so much and you don't enjoy life anymore. Let's cut back on some stuff so you can work less hours and we can have, more joy in our life, which is always a good thing. So your superpower, being the Knight of Pentacles, says to go ahead and take your time sorting this out, which you're clearly going to do anyways, Taurus. But that is the superpower you should be using. Let's take a look with this full moon energy here. You have the Owl of Wisdom. You have the Forest Temple, which is enlightenment. You have the Bear Spirit, which is healing. So some of you also may be healing from a physical ailment, in which case that's why they don't want you to rush it. Sometimes when the doctor says it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks and you're like, oh, I can do it in 4, and you push too hard and then you end up having to go back in and have the surgery again or whatever, right? And so allowing for the proper healing to happen. And for those of you that this is around financial issues, although, there are pentacles here, right? But that feels like more like it's your energy. The Bear Spirit here makes me feel like you're safe and secure, and it does say it's healing, but again, it has no movement, right? It's the winter on this, and so that is the letting things fall away, letting things go all the way down and releasing that. And here, this card of the Owl Wisdom, it is a reminder that in life we learn something. We learn what works and what doesn't work, and oh my God. Okay, so yeah, I had that conversation with someone once, and I said everything is a lesson, and they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, you learn what works and what doesn't work, and they were very upset with me. Okay, so Forest Temple. Forest Temple, look at this. I have to read this one. This looks like the more you ground yourself, that's where the enlightenment comes through. I feel like the other ones are pretty obvious, but this one's interesting. So it's number 19, which is the same number as the sun, and it looks like a big sun shining through on that. So meditate on the light within you and around you. Connect with your ever-present energy of the divine. Right now, your awareness is increasing. Your ability, wow, right here. Your ability to understand the world is shifting more and more. You can see the situation from all points of view, and this creates an expansion in all the parts of your life. This card also reflects times when you are seeing the world only from your personal point of consciousness, which is dramatically restricting possibilities for you. One-sided, adamant view of life can block a vast influx of light, joy, and connection to Creator. Strict adherence to your beliefs can obstruct your wonderful opportunities from flooding your life. In order to step outside of your limited points of view and see the world from others' perspective, and your life will expand. So, what if, Taurus, because I know you don't really like change more than, of all the fixed signs, I think Taurus dislikes it the most. Okay, so what if you feel really sick and tired of a situation, but you're still hesitating, although that is your superpower. But since not planting your seed of intention is the issue, and maybe with the opportunity being this, they said from someone else's perspective. So it could be a trusted friend or significant other that the conversation needs to happen with to make a decision together. And maybe this is just an acknowledgement that you really don't have all the answers here, that things are still a little confusing. Mercury's in retrograde, so why not? And so you're sorting through with someone else the details of something to try to really sort it out and to gain some clarity with it. That could be it too. All right, let's get some cards from here. These are always real practical advice. And then I'm going to go ahead and start the next video for you for coming up. I do want to invite you over to Facebook where I do the daily astrology. And if you leave a comment on this video, you'll be in the drawing for a free reading. I'm going to be doing randomly every month a free reading for somebody who does that. And if you would like to be sure to see the second half of the month, the mid-month, where we look at the other 2 moons that are happening, then go ahead and hit the subscribe and notification bell. You have a look at the underbelly. That is what this feels like right here. This a necessity to look at all the options carefully and to reflect on what they mean for you. And since you have to make a choice, so the underbelly card says, be sure that you're using your time in the best possible manner. That's this also, the slow-moving Knight of Pentacles. You might consider taking some time to organize yourself, and perhaps a project you're working on could use some fine-tuning. Mercury in retrograde is always about reorganize, rethink, reinvent, redo, renew. Because you have this Death card, which is a major transformation. Something is ending. And I think there's just a matter of actually looking at all the details, especially with Mercury in retrograde, and you have diving to the depths, which is the Moon card, basically. And it says, there is a deeper meaning to what is happening. You might be looking at this from the surface and missing what is really going on. Wow, that's like this card, right? There is something, some perspective shift that needs to happen for you. And sometimes we get so caught in our head where we're so sure we're right. I really think finding that trusted friend to have a conversation with, that trusted friend could be your significant other, but that very trusted person in your life, you might be looking at things from the surface and miss what's really going on. So take a moment to pause and breathe. That's this energy here of the bear spirit. It's about pausing and resting. Allow yourself to dive deeper into what you are feeling about your current situation. So here in the subconscious, you have this energy. Of needing to dive deep. I know you can hear that motorcycle. He's my neighbor, and he does that at freaking 5:30 in the morning. That's why I'm rolling my eyes. Sorry. I caught myself doing that. I'm super sorry. It really bugs me. Okay. So, all right. Welcome to my life. All right. So I will see you guys back here in next week. We're going to look at what you need to know. So part of this diving deeper might actually come through in that reading. And then after that, it'll be the mid-month reading where we'll look at the rest of the month and the other 2, the new moon and the full moon that are coming up, which I think also may give you some clarity about direction. And then we're going to do a success reading following that because Mercury will have stationed direct. Venus has already stationed direct. Well, she stations direct on the 3rd of this month. So by the time you see this on Saturday. So on Saturday, she stations direct. Is that correct? I don't even know what the date is. Maybe it's Sunday is the 3rd. But anyway, she stations direct. And then we're going to watch her pick up speed. Mercury will pick up speed. Mars is direct. And so all the personal planets will be direct. And all the outer planets are retrograde. And so there's a lot of noise out there, a lot of slowing things down, a lot of other things. That's part of that, having to dive deeper to really see what's going on because of all these retrograde planets. and they're going to slowly get up to speed. By the time we get to the middle of next month with that new moon eclipse in Libra, then I think everything's up to speed. So we're going to take a look at what you can do to get some success using that energy of the personal planets moving forward. So we'll do that the third week of the month. So, or the fourth week, whatever it is. All right, you guys take care. And I will talk to you soon. Wow, I need a nap.